While you've been scrolling through social media, probably a platform that uses AI assisted algorithms, something unprecedented happened in Shanghai that could determine whether artificial intelligence, AI, serves humanity or destroys it. I know, it's a bit dramatic, but bear with me. At the World AI Conference hosted in Shanghai, China, yesterday, today, tomorrow as well, even the next couple of days, in fact, it's a long conference thing, Nobel laureate Geoffrey Hinton warned that AI is like keeping a cute little tiger cub as a pet that will eventually grow powerful enough to turn on its owner. But here's the really chilling thing. The two great powers of our age, China and the US, are racing to build this tiger, to raise this tiger. They each have a tiger, let's say. This analogy is getting out of hand. But hold on. They each have a tiger. They're raising it. They're both trying to raise it as fast as possible to one up the other country's tiger. But they can't agree on the design of the cage for both tigers, right? China just proposed creating a global AI cooperation organization headquartered in Shanghai, China. Okay, that's a bit biased, but it's China suggested it. So anyway, they're calling for shared governance and equitable access. This is important. Equitable access to AI technology, especially for global South countries. They're saying AI should be in the ownership of all of humanity. That's fair. That's fair, and they're trying to gain AI access for their allies, because obviously they can exchange that for some other geopolitical advantage, the Chinese state. Chinese Prime Minister Li Qiang warned against AI becoming an exclusive game for just a few nations. He was directly criticizing the US export restrictions that have, for example, banned China from accessing advanced AI chips from Nvidia, an American company. Because under the Biden because under the Biden administration in America, and then under Trump as well, to be honest, the US imposed sweeping export controls, creating a three-tiered system for exporting AI chips, where most of the world, including Brazil and even some NATO allied countries, are importing only high-end AI chips, are only allowed to import, a certain number of high-end AI chips per year. They can't exceed that. What America's trying to do is trying to limit the AI computational capacity of other countries so that the US can artificially, essentially, stay ahead. Why artificially? I mean, not through innovation stay ahead, but stay ahead through throttling the competitors, holding them back. It's kind of like you're running a race, but you also have a handgun and you just shoot, kneecap your sort of competitors. It kind of reminds me of what's that guy with the Borat voice? He's supposed to be the sort of autocratic leader of a nation. Anyway, there's a tier for the US, a tier for the West, and a tier for the rest. That's the American three-tiered system of export restrictions. Now here's the terrifying irony. China, despite being under these crippling sanctions itself, is the one on the world stage pushing for international cooperation to ensure AI benefits all of humanity. So it's not just asking for itself, it's asking for others. Why is it ironic? Because China uses a centralized government model, not exactly what you would call a democracy, per se, right? You get me? But they're asking for the democratization of AI. And America's like, absolutely not, we want to own the AI completely. It's quite funny because, anyway, China's asking for AI access for all nations. Not surprising though. Ironic because of the democracy thing I said, but not surprising. A child, you see, once bullied, often feels the need to stand up to others being bullied once they themselves are old enough to make that stand. A man who knows, for example, what it feels like to starve is more likely to ensure people around him are fed well. And China knows what it feels like to be throttled by American sanctions, so it's saying, we want other countries not to have to suffer that madness. The US appears focused on maintaining technological dominance, but the problem is, they are focused on maintaining technological dominance at any cost, even if it means alienating potential allies by forcing them to choose sides, even if it means technologically not innovating faster, but rather sabotaging or restricting available technology from other countries, making it unavailable to artificially stay ahead rather than stay ahead through innovation. This fragmented approach during what experts call Cold War 2.0 means there are no universal guardrails as AI rapidly advances. If America says we're going to keep to ourselves, you guys do what you want, I'm going to do what I want, and they don't agree, the great powers, for example, China and the US, they don't agree on guardrails and restrictions, i.e., the cage the cub is being raised in. If they don't agree, well, let's get to it. When Geoffrey Hinton, the Nobel laureate, compared this moment in AI advancement to the nuclear situation in Cold War 1.0, to nuclear non-proliferation during the original Cold War, he wasn't being dramatic. He's comparing AI to nukes because without global cooperation, we're racing towards a future where AI systems could make decisions that aren't in their creators' best interest, potentially turning against humanity itself. I know it sounds crazy. But Cold War 1.0, nuclear weapons were this thing. If you don't control it, we're going to lose control. We're just going to end up flattening each other, right? The question isn't whether AI will become powerful enough to challenge human control, but whether we'll be too busy competing with each other to notice when it does. I think I need a tech channel. That's what it sounds like, because I just finished reading the notes and that script by and large generally. And that doesn't sound like geopolitics. It kind of does. It is all related. But let me know if you're interested in a tech-specific channel, Tech or something. It's all connected, though. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what part of the world you're watching from. That kind of interaction, it always sort of boosts me motivationally to see. Someone said New Zealand. Someone said you don't mention Trinidad and Tobago. There you go. Mentioned Ghana, South Africa, the US. They're all mentioned quite often. Some of the Middle Eastern states are mentioned quite often. So thank you for your support, guys, wherever you are around the world. Let me know your thoughts on this video. And don't forget to like and bookmark this post so I can reach more people through the probably AI-assisted algorithm. And for the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, I'm Mahfouz, and I'll see you on the next one.